Hey everyone, today we're diving deep into the history, design, and evolution of Godzilla in Legendary's Monsterverse. From the depths of the ocean to the heart of the modern world, one creature has dominated our fears and imaginations for decades. He is the king of the monsters, the alpha predator, the living embodiment of nature's wrath, Godzilla. But how did this iconic beast evolve in the Monsterverse? Strap in, because this is going to be a wild ride. Before we talk about the Monsterverse, let's rewind to where it all began. Godzilla was born in 1954, created by Toho Studios as a metaphor for the horrors of nuclear warfare. Inspired by the real-life devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Godzilla was a walking, roaring reminder of humanity's destructive power. But over time, he evolved from a symbol of fear to a beloved pop culture icon. Godzilla's evolution starts with a new interpretation of his origins. In the Monsterverse, Godzilla is not the product of a nuclear bomb, but a natural force of balance, an ancient titan that once roamed the Earth long before humanity's rise. The film opens with hints at a world where monsters once ruled, and humanity, by contrast, is mere interlopers on the scene. This Godzilla is not here to make peace with us. He's here to restore balance. He is not merely a symbol of destruction, he's a symbol of nature's power and the fury it can unleash. As Godzilla emerges from the depths of the ocean to confront a new threat, the Mutos, massive unidentified terrestrial organisms, he demonstrates his power and dominance as a force of nature. Unlike previous iterations, this Godzilla is an ancient protector. He's a natural force meant to ensure the survival of Earth's ecosystem. One of the most striking things about this version of Godzilla was his design. Legendary wanted to create a Godzilla that felt real, so they drew inspiration from bears, Komodo dragons, and even eagles. The result was a creature that was both familiar and fresh. His spines were more jagged, his skin had a rough textured look, and his movements were slow and deliberate, emphasizing his sheer size and power. One of the most striking aspects of King of the Monsters is the way Godzilla's character evolves. No longer just a primal force of nature, he's now depicted as the natural leader of the kaiju species. While Godzilla had previously been a solitary figure in 2014. In King of the Monsters, we see him assume a more commanding role. He's the apex predator, and other titans recognize his dominance. His battles with King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan are not just physical confrontations, but symbolic challenges for the throne of Earth's titans. Throughout the decades, Godzilla's design and personality shifted. In the Showa era, he was a heroic figure battling other monsters. In the Heisei era, he became a more serious, destructive force. And in the Millennium era, filmmakers experimented with alternate timelines and reimagined origins. But in 2014, Legendary Pictures brought Godzilla into a new era, the Monsterverse. One of the most striking features of Godzilla's evolution in the Monsterverse is his design. Over the decades, Godzilla has evolved from the clunky suit-wearing kaiju of the 1950s and 60s to the massive CGI creation we see in the Monsterverse films. In Godzilla 2014, we see a more grounded, realistic design. The creature's body is large and imposing, with a rough, scarred texture, making him appear ancient and battle-worn. His dorsal fins, which have always been one of his most iconic features, are large and jagged, almost like weapons in themselves. His tail is long and powerful, and his body moves with a slow, deliberate grace. This Godzilla isn't in a hurry, as he is in complete control of his environment. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019, we see the next stage in his design evolution. The creature is bulkier, with even larger dorsal plates and a more muscular build. The filmmakers leaned into the idea of Godzilla as a leviathan, a king of titans. His glowing dorsal fins and his atomic breath are now more intense, reflecting his role as an unstoppable force of nature. His design is sharper, fiercer, but still retains the gravitas of the original Godzilla. Each design choice in the Monsterverse emphasizes Godzilla's power. His massive size, reinforced by impressive visual effects, makes him appear not just as a monster, but a living, breathing entity that can reshape the world around him. As the films progress, Godzilla's design reflects his growing significance in the Monsterverse, a protector, a warrior, and a king. When Legendary Pictures decided to bring Godzilla to Hollywood, they knew they had to honor the original while making him fit for a modern audience. The design team, led by legendary artist Christian Pierce, studied every iteration of Godzilla to create a version that felt both familiar and fresh. The 2014 Godzilla was bulkier, with thicker legs, a more muscular build, and a face that resembled a bear or a wolf. His dorsal fins were sharper and more jagged, glowing a brilliant blue when he unleashed his atomic breath. This design emphasized his role as a primal, unstoppable force of nature. In King of the Monsters, Godzilla's design was refined. His spines became even more pronounced, and his movements were more fluid, showcasing his agility despite his massive size. By Godzilla vs. Kong, he had reached his peak, larger, more powerful, and more detailed than ever before. The Monsterverse Godzilla was now a true king. When Godzilla faces off against King Ghidorah, an ancient alien creature and perhaps his greatest rival, we see his heroic transformation in full display. Ghidorah is not just a threat to Godzilla, but a threat to the entire planet. This battle is personal, not just for Godzilla, but for the Earth's survival. With the help of Mothra, the queen of the monsters, and even the human characters, Godzilla ultimately prevails. This is a major evolution in Godzilla's character. He's not just a monster out for destruction, he is the king of the monsters, and he holds the responsibility of protecting his realm. In essence, Godzilla becomes the guardian of Earth, fighting to preserve a world that humans have often damaged. This change from an ambiguous monster to a clear protector adds layers to his character. He's a force of nature, yes, but he's also a force of hope. And this shift sets the tone for Godzilla's role in the later films of the Monsterverse. In the Monsterverse, Godzilla isn't just a monster. He's a titan, an ancient being that has existed for millions of years. In Godzilla 2014, we learn that he is part of a delicate ecosystem, maintaining balance by keeping other titans in check. His battle with the Mutos wasn't just about survival. It was about restoring order to a world thrown out of balance by human interference. In King of the Monsters, Godzilla's role as the Alpha Titan is cemented. He faces off against King Ghidorah, a rival alpha from another world. This film explores Godzilla's connection to ancient civilizations and his symbiotic relationship with humanity. By the end, Godzilla emerges as the undisputed king of the monsters. In Godzilla vs. Kong, we see a more aggressive Godzilla. He's no longer just a protector, he's a ruler, asserting his dominance over Kong and other threats. This evolution reflects his growing confidence and power as the Alpha Titan. One of the most iconic aspects of Godzilla is his atomic breath. In the Monsterverse, this power is taken to new heights. His dorsal fins glow blue as he charges up, unleashing a devastating beam of nuclear energy. But that's not all. Godzilla's durability, strength, and intelligence make him a formidable opponent. In King of the Monsters, we see Godzilla survive a point-blank explosion from the oxygen destroyer, a weapon designed to kill him. He also enters a burning mode, where his body glows with radioactive energy, increasing his power exponentially. And in Godzilla vs. Kong, he demonstrates his strategic thinking by outmaneuvering Kong in their battles. Godzilla isn't just a lone wolf, he has complex relationships with other titans. Mothra, for example, is his ally, often referred to as the Queen of the Monsters. Their bond is one of mutual respect and cooperation, as seen in King of the Monsters. On the other hand, Godzilla's relationship with Kong is more contentious. As two alphas, they are natural rivals. But by the end of Godzilla vs. Kong, there's a sense of mutual respect, hinting at a possible alliance in the future. With the success of the Monsterverse, Godzilla's future looks brighter than ever. Rumors of new films, crossovers, and even a potential showdown with Destoroyah or Mechagodzilla have fans buzzing. One thing is certain, Godzilla's evolution is far from over. From his humble beginnings as a metaphor for nuclear destruction to his current status as the king of the monsters, Godzilla has come a long way. In the Monsterverse, he has found a new home, a new purpose, and a new generation of fans. So, what's next for the big guy? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, wherever Godzilla goes, chaos and awe are sure to follow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Godzilla's evolution, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments. What's your favorite Godzilla moment in the Monsterverse? Until next time, stay awesome, and see you.